Góðan daginn and welcome to the Project Pal. My name is Gunnhildur, I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland, and this is my podcast vlog chatty thingy. Called the Project Pile because I have projects and they are in piles. I talk mainly about yarn, talk about knitting, crocheting, anything I'm working on, anything that I want to work on, anything when I do manage to finish. I talk about fibers because I found out that listen, I'm learning a lot about fibers and how yarn is made, and just there's so many interesting things in this world, and I just feel like I don't have enough time to learn all about it. I do also talk quite a bit about the weather because I am your stereotypical middle-aged Icelander and I'm just the weather. Particularly this week, it has been hilarious. You know it's spring right now. It's spring in Iceland. Monday. Oh wait, need to get my journal. I love this thing. Listen, I was imitating my sisters because my younger sister's so good at organizing. I've been so envious of her. And then my two other sisters are also like, actually that's a good idea. And they kind of got me hooked on buying this thing. This has been so helpful this year, just everything to do with, for example, YouTube, or this channel and the other channel that I decided to start. This has been so helpful, but also, for example, the tabs that we get along, you can get that mark the months, and every day, if I just show you a day that isn't like utterly marked, did I mark today? I haven't marked today, but like, can you see here? Yeah, at the bottom of every day, there's a weather tracker. And I love it. Like, because I realized that if I pay attention every day, I can actually make a weather, like temperature pattern, or temperature blanket. At some point, like when I found the yarn that I want to use and whether I want to crochet on it. Actually, crocheting might be nice. Anyway, that's an idea that I have, but like, this has been fantastic for tracking this last week, because Monday we had let's see, what was it like? Monday we started with snow, but we did go up to +2, +4 with sun and rain. Tuesday we had +10, everything clear. Wednesday, snow again, +1. Thursday, clear again, +9. Friday morning, yesterday morning, -2, snow. It's been snow, clear, snow, clear, snow. And because it snowed last night, I went to bed around somewhere between 10:30 and 11, and it was snowing at that time. Snowed quite a bit, so this morning everything is white. But we have +4, I think. It was +4 this morning and raining. What are you like right now? It's +6 right now. Yesterday we had -2. I love it. Also, another hint that there's spring in Iceland is that there was an earthquake close to Bárðarbunga, or north of Bárðarbunga. Bárðarbunga is under one of our glaciers. It is one of the more active ones currently, active volcanoes. And I think it was a 4.1 but it's up in the what do you want to call it? Like the wilderness or the plateau Iceland where no one lives. And because it's March, we don't have any livestock up there. Also, there isn't any vegetation, so I can't really imagine a lot of livestock being up there. But you never know with sheep. Some sheep are just like exploring. And I say it's a spring thing because every time, when it gets warmer, there's melting, and when the pressure releases on the glaciers, and the pressure gets like lighter on the volcanoes underneath, you get more earthquakes. That's just Iceland. The third clue, and the news thing, or the radio presenter, he was kind of making fun of people in Reykjavík because Thursday was such a nice day. There was a lot of milk trucks all over our capital because, well, it was a nice day out, so everyone in Reykjavík wanted ice cream, and you kind of need milk to make ice cream, so all the milk trucks were out. So that's clue number 3. It's spring in Iceland. 4, our golden flower has been spotted. That is our spring bringer. And another bird that I have no clue what it's called in English. In Iceland it's called tjaldur. And that's another spring herald. So yeah, I'm just waiting for one of my co-workers. She and her husband, they have a lot of crocus in their yard, and I'm just waiting to spot them, because then you definitely know it's they have crocus and narcissi. So definitely spring when those pop up. So it's spring. Earthquakes and milk trucks. Then it's spring. I love it. I love it. So another thing that excuse me. Another thing that I'm absolutely loving is the fact that I am so close to being done. Look at all this. I've only got my knitting needle on the floor, but I've only got this like salmony and pale pink, and the absolute last round will be in this kind of like almost like bluish grey. So I should be able to get this finished today. I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but there hasn't been a single knot this entire cake. Not a single one. Like I said before, the absolute maximum of knots that have been in these cakes from this company, that the absolute maximum has been 3, which is, I do believe, the standard for yarn companies. Like most, whether you have a skein or a cake, no matter what the size, at maximum 3 knots. Any more than that, and it's a no. So yeah, just gonna. I really do want to just continue knitting. This has been such a nice project to work on, and I really want to I am gonna get it done today, so I should be able to get this. And I did find another shawl that I did earlier in either autumn or winter. I cannot remember when I made it, but I had forgotten to weave in the ends. So now I have 2 projects to surrender to my mother. It feels a little bit silly to say, but she's, well, as soon as she saw it, she's like, yeah, so I'm gonna do the ends. You're gonna give that thing to me so I can weave in the ends. And I'm like, I mean, first off, I am not the best at weaving ends. It's not the most fun part of any project for me, like I think most people can agree on. And she wants to, understandably, she wants to do something. Like, she hasn't been able to knit or crochet herself, but she wants to be like somewhat useful, and I can absolutely understand that. Like, sometimes you just want to be able to do little things. And she knows I detest weaving in the end, so she makes the demands that I surrender my project to her, so she can weave in the end, and I love her for it. Mothers are the best. So I cannot wait to get this done. Enough of my needles. I'm probably gonna need to crochet the bind off, or the cast off, because whenever I cast off with just the knitting needles, I cast off so tightly I could strangle myself with it. Like, it's kind of like, it doesn't even matter how, if I try to be like as loose with it as I possibly can, I always end up with it really, really tight, and I cannot figure out why. So I'm probably just gonna find myself a crochet hook and just crochet it off, because at least with my crocheting off, it's looser and nicer, way nicer. I have to say, using this yarn has been such a delight. It is so soft to work with, and I absolutely love the colors. Hold like this, so the end. Like this last colorway, I've been loving, like this kind of teal with the salmony and the subtle shading in between. I do like this second to last with the pale yellow, rather nice pale yellow with the brown and the darker blue. I absolutely adore the pink and purple colorway. Like, that is adorable. This one is still my favorite. I love the dusty pink. I love the yellowy, kind of like creamy white, and I love these gorgeous greens. I like this colorway as well, with the pinks and purples and blues. Pinks and purples. Orange! I absolutely adore this orange tone. And the first one just has a special place. Like that yellow. And just these two colors, these two tones together, I like. So yeah, I absolutely adore this yarn. And as I said before, the fact that the base color in every single cake and every single colorway has been this white at the very center of the thread, I love it. I'm so proud of myself. Like, even the fact that when I'm trying to do so many things at the same time, like getting my reading up and getting this done and having fun just writing a little bit, it's just, oh, life is so good right now. And I'm also really, really happy about how much reading I've been getting done. Like the 2 last books from last weekend, I actually got them done. So I got Sorcery done. I adore it. And I got this book done, How Iceland Changed the World by Egill Bjarnason, which I was kind of convinced that I would hate this book, because I was convinced that it would have this, what do you call it, like the inferiority complex of small nations. So if you yourself are of a small nation, like myself, you may be really familiar with that. It's that some people, like here in Iceland, they feel that being Icelandic isn't enough, and that the only value that we hold to the world is what we think we are, how we think we are useful to other nations. And it's a really negative mindset, because basically they're saying, oh well, it doesn't matter what we do as Icelanders, being Icelandic just isn't enough, and they keep waiting for validation from like Americans or you know, just anyone else, and that's annoying, because I am firmly of the opinion that being Icelandic is more than enough. My nationality does not measure my worth. I, as a person, am worth what I am worth because of myself as a person. And I was really, really worried that because how the description of this book was on the Amazon webpage, I thought that this was gonna be like, of that negative mindset of, our only worth is because of how useful we are to other nations. But no! No! This book has been such a pleasant surprise. It is funny. It is personal. And it actually does have some historical points that I wasn't aware of. And it does have other points that I just found myself stopping and arguing with it about because it didn't portray it in the way that I would. And I'm like, I am so here for it. Like, I loved it. I just found myself suddenly like, you are arguing with a book. But it was so much fun. Also, another really good point, or just a good thing with this book, is that this author, like, he doesn't invalidate what men do or have done, like the more famous ones, like Leifur Hetne, or his father, as explorers. But he's like, yeah, so we know about these guys, but why aren't we talking about this woman here, Guðrún? And he lifts her way up, and he keeps doing that throughout this book. Wherever there is a woman who has been overshadowed by men throughout our historical portrayal, he's like, but here's this woman who did this thing. How about we pay attention to her? And like, I like that. I very much like that. So I'm very pleased to say that I can actually, honestly, recommend this book. And I never thought I would be able to do that. Like, yes. But then I went completely 180 and read a book that I've been wanting to read. Mercy wrote Gin and Dagger. It's the first book published in this series. So I watched this with my family when I was a kid and teenager, the entire Mercy Road series when they were on TV. And Jessica Fletcher has just basically been an inspiration my whole entire life. When I was a teenager, it was like, she was just iconic. And when I found out this year that there was a novel series, which I think there's been like over 50 books and 2 authors, I believe. Of course I had to check it out. And this is the coziest cozy I have ever read. I thought Agatha Christie was cozy. This is cozier. The descriptions of what people are wearing and all the food that is being eaten, and it is extremely slow paced, but it was exactly what I needed at this point. It's like, I needed this cozy right now, and yeah. So that's my book haul. But yeah, I think that today, it's Saturday today, we're just gonna have lunch in a little bit, and then I'm gonna push on and finish the scarf, and really want to get started on the blanket I was talking about last weekend, because it's a spiral and it's crochet. I haven't crocheted in an awfully long while. I do have crochet projects, but I don't want to work on them right now. I want to work on a blanket because it's so spring, and like, it's spring season and the colors are so spring, and it's a spiral blanket and it's crochet, and I want to get started on it. So I want to finish the scarf so that it stops haunting me, and then get started on the blanket, and I know, maybe something else. I'm so happy. Such a good life. So yeah, I think that's enough from me this weekend. Let's see, I talked about the weather, I talked about the earthquake. can't remember if there was something today, like another earthquake. Probably should have checked the web page, because our meteorology is not a difficult word. Our meteorological, I have no idea how to pronounce this. It's just meteorology office. Because it's Iceland, we not only have the weather and the weather forecast, we also have, like, on that same page, it's the forecast for northern lights and earthquakes, because it falls under their hat. So should check the map before. Oh well, I'll put it in the description box if there has been anything interesting. So yeah, sorry about that, and I'm so happy with the progress that I'm making on the scarf, and yeah, yay! So I think that's enough. As I said, this weekend, and yeah, life is good. So I will see you next weekend. Hopefully wrapped up in my scarf and with something done with the blanket. I can't wait to find out how I will do actually making a spiral on something flat in crochet. It's gonna be interesting to find out. So yeah, see you next weekend. Take care, and hope life is as happy as it can be. And yeah, have a good one. See you next weekend. Okay, take care. Bless.